Smite 2 has been in its open beta for a little over a month now. I'm having a blast. The team at Titanforge have been trying their hardest to make the best game possible, even when it seems that high-res higher-ups want to make it extremely hard for them. Regardless, they're putting together a banger product that should excite every Smite fan. As somebody who's been playing Smite since 2016 and who has a good amount of playtime in the game, I wanted to go over 5 things that Smite 2 does better than Smite 1. Number 5 is something, it's kind of minuscule, but I really like it, and it's the ability to change where your items are in your item bar. It's a small change, but it's come in handy a few times for me. Sometimes I'll start building towards certain items and then change my mind, and I don't want to sell them, but I don't like when they're out of order, so I can just move the item to where I want it to be. That's something you couldn't do in Smite 1, and it's really cool. Number 4 is going to be Ascension passes. While it is a bit controversial to have Ascension rewards locked behind premium currency, seeing as how Smite 1 did not have that, the game gives you a lot of premium currency in Smite 2. Someone gifted me the Founders Pack last year. I haven't really felt the impulse to need to spend anything on this game yet. Aside from the fact that I'm unemployed, there's not really much to buy because they give so many diamonds for free. The fact that Ascension passes are kind of really easy to acquire for free-to-play players quells a lot of the issues that I had when Ascension passes were initially announced. I used to have a problem with them, and now I think they're kind of too generous. The Ascension skins are amazing, and I like being able to display unique accolades for each god on my god card while loading into the game. So for Aphrodite, you see you could equip the Field Medic accolade to show how much healing you've done, or you could do the Stay Back, which will show how many gods you've killed with your knockback ability. And I think that's really cool and unique, and it's not something that we had in Smite 1, and I like that. It's more personal to the god. Number 3 is going to be bug fixes. The Smite 2 team has been committed to finding, identifying, and fixing bugs as fast as possible, which is very commendable. I hope they're getting sleep. Smite 1 had a lot of bugs that were hard to fix because of the limitations of Unreal Engine 3. Unreal Engine 5 is easier to develop in because it uses C++ instead of Unreal Script. And there's also a lot more documentation for Unreal Engine 4 and 5 compared to Unreal Engine 3, which makes it easier for the devs to find and fix bugs when they appear, which is beneficial to the player and beneficial to them. Smite 1 would have bugs that would take months to get rid of, or have bugs that were just seemingly baked into the engine that they couldn't get rid of, like if you unplugged your headphones, you would only get like half of your audio back when you plugged them back in. It was annoying. Also, if you play in full screen and if you alt-tab out of the game while you're loading into the match, you are almost like 100% likely to crash and have to restart the game in Smite 1, so I really appreciate the constant bug fixes in Smite 2. And even though it's still in beta, it feels fantastic. Number 2 is going to be performance. Smite 2's performance is better than Smite 1's in both gameplay and optimization, in my opinion. Might be a hot take considering it's Unreal Engine 5, which causes issues for a lot of people. But I've been playing Smite 2 since the alpha weekends in early 2024. This game went from barely running on my RTX 2060 Super i7 9700K 32GB RAM build to running pretty well considering my GPU is still considered a lower end model. I get a stable frame rate, which I can't even get in Marvel Rivals in the lowest settings anymore. The developers did a really good job with making Smite 2 one of the best optimized Unreal Engine 5 games out there right now, in my opinion. Which is amazing to me, because I am truly a hater of Unreal Engine 5 games, because it just feels like there's poor optimization in most of the ones that I've played. On top of that performance, the gameplay performance and matches just feel so fluid and smooth. The movement, the abilities, the basic attacks, they all feel like buttery smooth compared to Smite 1. Which is saying a lot, because Smite 1 had some of the best gameplay of any game I've ever played, and Smite 2 still blew it out of the water, and it's only an open beta. And number 1, my favorite change right now from Smite 1 to Smite 2 is going to be God aspects. God aspects essentially allow the players to choose different playstyles for their favorite gods, and in my opinion that is such a welcome new addition to the game. A lot of the aspects that we have fit so perfectly with the way that some people want to play certain gods. Like for example, Cupid, you could his god aspect enhances his healing and turns him into a pretty good healing god. That's something I appreciate a lot because sometimes you don't want to stick to the status quo. And Smite 2 has been all about versatility from the beginning, and adding aspects into the game sticks to that vision in a way that's fun while also feeling like it's staying loyal to the character's original kit. Right now, only a few gods have aspects, but I'm excited to see which aspects are in the works for the rest of the roster. Okay, and there you have it. There are 5 things that I think Smite 2 does better than Smite 1. If you agree or disagree, feel free to leave some hate comments, and I'll catch you in the next video.